Is Royce Keys on track to take over SmackDown? Some people seem to think so. I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. Let's get into this SmackDown summary. The show kicked off with Trick Williams in his hometown of Columbia, South Carolina. Had a huge pop. The whoop that Trick chants were incredible. One of, if not his best entrances, at least from the crowd perspective. He came out with a bird mascot. I don't know if that's like one of the mascots for South Carolina, but The Miz and Kit Wilson interrupted him. We had a little bit of slam poetry from Lil Yachty, which was actually really funny, and he brought up Miz's tiny balls, leading to a match between Trick Williams and the Miz right after this. Also, Trick just slapping Kit Wilson was really awesome. He, of course, ended up getting up the win as he should. Pretty sure I just say getting up. I tried to combine getting and picking up, but nonetheless, he got the win. Not really much to this segment. Good to get your champion a win, but I think this was just a way to get Trick on the card in his hometown. The hot take for this one isn't even really a hot take. Well, maybe it is, but I just thought it was funny. They said Trick the Prick has a tiny dick. I don't know what motivated this guy to comment that, but he did. I don't have much to say about it. I just thought it was pretty funny. We had a backstage segment with Danhausen where he used like an 1800s looking phone, and he was back in the lab and appears to be working on another project. He wheeled in what appears to be a hospital bed, maybe empty. I'm not exactly sure what this could be, but I am quite interested to see what it is. Hopefully it's not just another mystery that doesn't get paid off. We had a promo with Cody Rhodes, and he also, I believe it was during the ad break, or just at least during his entrance, he set up the contract signing with the tables and chairs all by himself, which was really funny. But he was interrupted by Gunther to officially sign his SmackDown contract, which would grant him a title shot. And he was interrupted by Royce Keys, and he said, if you're not going to sign the contract, big boy, I will. This was very unexpected, and I am extremely pleasantly surprised with them throwing Royce Keys into the main event scene. Hopefully he can stay there. And since Gunther was being, slow about it and stuff, Nick Aldis came out, gentlemen, because they were about to fight, and we ended up getting a number one contenders match that same night between Gunther and Royce Keys, and the winner getting a shot at Cody's title at Clash in Italy, which I will go over at the end of the video. The hot take for this one is this is the most interesting and surprising thing they've done in a while. Couldn't agree more. This was amazing. I'm really interested to see where this goes for Royce Keys. I really hope this isn't the end of him in the main event scene for a while. I hope this wasn't just a one night thing. We had a match between Carmelo Hayes and Ricky Saints. Melo finally back on SmackDown, which I love to see, and he said he is going back after the US title. I honestly, imagine we get Trick versus Melo at SummerSlam. I mean, tell me that would not cook. That would be amazing. The build would be amazing. The match would be amazing. Maybe even throw Ilya in there. Make it a match that will steal the freaking show. There's not really any story behind this match. I would like to see this feud. It was a really good match though, and there was this nasty bump that Melo took where it looked like he landed right on his head. I'm not exactly sure, but I hope he's okay. He seemed to be okay because he finished the match just fine, and he ended up picking up the win. Yeah, by the way, but he picked up the win using the ropes as leverage, cheating, being the dastardly heel, even though he's not a heel. Could this be the start of a heel turn? Probably not. The hot take for this one is I bet $1 these two end up forming a tag team based on mutual respect. I would love that. Absolutely Him that would be a really good name. Absolutely Him would be an amazing tag team. We had a tag team match between Julia and Kiana James going up against the tag team champions Paige and Brie Bella. there was this nasty, nasty bump where Julia rolled off the apron, as you can see, landing directly on her head. I mean, she landed right on her head. I really hope that she is okay. It wasn't really anybody's fault. It was just an awkward landing. She wasn't doing a crazy move. She just rolled off the apron and landed on her head awkwardly. Paige and Brie Bella ended up picking up the win, obviously. And Kiana and Julia need to start picking up some wins, honestly. Because, I mean, both of them have main event potential. I'm not saying they should have won this match necessarily, because they are the tag team champions, but they need to start picking up some wins. Both of them are way too talented to just be taking loss after loss every week. The hot take for this one was, quote, Triple H, I'll never understand why you keep having useless talent like Brie Bella defeat talented caliber superstars like Kiana James and Julia. Are you saying Brie Bella isn't a first of all, what is a talented caliber superstar? Don't know what that means. But are you saying Brie Bella isn't a good wrestler or isn't a talented superstar? Everybody in this match is talented. Everybody in the WWE is talented. Next, we had a promo with Jade Cargill and her baddies, and they were interrupted very quickly by Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, creating an impromptu match between Charlexa going up against B-Fab and Michin. And since they want to seem to make Jade Cargill's faction look strong, as they should, the match ended up ending in a DQ because of Jade Cargill just taking out Alexa Bliss directly in front of the referee. I think we might eventually, soon, finally be getting Jade Cargill versus Charlotte Flair, which they've been teasing for 2 or 3 years at this point. Jade took out Alexa Bliss, and Charlotte took out B-Fab and Michin. I don't know where Rhea Ripley was this episode, but again, just teasing the match even more. I really want to see this match. The first hot take I have for this one is that, quote, the two best face-to-face should be a WrestleMania main event if we're being serious here. And honestly, I could definitely see it, but I don't think it's going to happen in Saudi Arabia because of how they view women. But what I would love is if WWE did the ultimate troll and had the women main event one of the nights, or hell, even both of the nights. And I'm not going to speak because I know that's their culture. I'm not going to speak on it, but what I am going to say is women shouldn't have to cover their entire fucking body. The other hot take I have is more of a funny one that is, quote, well, Jade, all you hold on. I gotta get an appropriate voice. Quote, well, Jade, all you proved is that you need to cheat and you can't actually win. I don't know why you commented this. Some of the things that you find in Twitter comment sections are gold. Jade wasn't even in the match. I'm gonna start having funny hot takes for every one of these videos because this is awesome. But now on to the main event, number one contenders match between Royce Keys and Gunther. A really good, solid match between these two. And after giving Royce Keys all that momentum and making us think we might be getting him, we had the lamest, the most boring, lamest ending you could possibly have, where Solo comes in, ref is down, hands Royce a chair, and he throws it at Solo. What kind of brain dead idiot would do that? It is lame, it is boring, and utterly stupid. And then surprise, surprise, Gunther capitalizes, hit a clothesline, hit a powerbomb, 2 of his 4 moves, that's half his entire arsenal, and then wins. The hot take for this one is, quote, so now they have gone from the badass Gunther to the guy who is needed to outside interference twice in a row to win matches. Do these bookers even pay attention to their talent and their character? And honestly, yeah, what made Gunther a heel is he said he was going to beat your favorite guy, and he did it. Clean, with no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He did it with John Cena. He did it with AJ Styles. He did it with Goldberg. And now he needs shenanigans to beat Royce Keys. And that's not to poo-poo on Royce Keys. It's just the booking with Gunther is not consistent. And again, I'd like to point out, he still has absolutely no reason to be going after Cody. Cody ended up attacking him after the match, hitting him with a crossroads. Also, look at Gunther's face in this. That is, wow. What an attractive man, am I right? That's a joke, of course. I'm not insulting him for not being attractive to me. Overall, just what they're doing with Gunther is just really boring, honestly, and doesn't make any sense. So, we're getting Gunther versus Cody at Clash in Italy. Surprise, surprise. If Royce Keys just goes back to the mid-card after this, I'm going to lose my mind, because what was the point of this then if he's just going to go back to the mid-card? But yeah, that's going to be it for this episode of the SmackDown Summary. Thank you all so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you want, and